Good evening, everyone. It's Garnet and Old tonight, and Thursday night at 7. No inside info, no contacts, no problem. Ryan's going to be here shortly. Ryan had something he had to do. He's going to be right after work, but he's going to be here in a moment. Matter of fact, let me kind of pull him off the screen here and just be me for now. So welcome everybody, and as usual, we want to do a shout out to our sponsors tonight. Let's start with Captain Black's Fishing. Captain Black is the premier offshore fishing charter option in the Panama City Beach area of Florida. He is a Nole. He's a marching chief. He's a former chief, and he's just he's a captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain! If you need to go get some offshore fishing done, give him a call, Captain John Black, Panama City Beach. And our newest sponsor, the Palace Saloon, a tradition here in Tallahassee. You remember it from when you were a student. You should remember it more as you are a mature adult. Get yourself on over.
It's not Doug Rohan, it's Ryan. You were probably, what the fuck is going on here?
No, I knew what was going on. I know who my co-host is. I know exactly what's going on. Listen, I need to finish my sponsor read.
I was rushing in here. I was running.
The Palace, everybody. Speaking of the Palace, everybody, this weekend, there will not be the typical Marching Chiefs Skull Session stream because I'm going to be participating. So I don't have an AI replica of me to do that, unless maybe Ryan's got some availability this weekend to help out with that. But I can tell you for a fact that the Palace Saloon is sponsoring the tailgate just outside of Chiefs Field. So I don't know what's going on now, Ryan.
What do you mean? What do you mean what's going on? Is there an issue? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, we're good now. I don't know.
What happened?
The Rohan spinny up came up for me. So
No. But Vince, I rushed home for you.
I know you did.
And I wanted to make a great entrance, but I don't have an intro song like a wrestler. So in wrestling, sometimes when you want to psych the crowd out, you play like The Rock's music and it hits and then it goes on too long and then out comes like the heel. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not The Rock. What the hell is he doing here? That's what I was going for.
Yeah, not quite the same energy of that, but you've been known to create some AI generated music. Maybe you could kick yourself off your own walk-up song.
I should. That would be great. And I actually have a huge announcement just out of nowhere. The kindness of my heart.
Just save it.
No, I don't want to save it, Vince.
Save it, people.
If tonight, the very first person, now you have to be willing this weekend. So you won't win unless you're willing. The first person to super chat us tonight, I will give 2 free tickets to this weekend's game.
There you go. We do have a goal tonight, like we always do. So the goal, as usual, is $100. We are very close, by the way, to hitting the markers for this month. And this is the last show before the end of the month. So,
and I wasn't kidding, by the way. This wasn't.
I know you're not. I know you're not. You're absolutely not kidding. Ryan's got tickets because Ryan doesn't go to games anymore this season.
I handed my keys next Saturday, and I can't be more pumped about it. But my whole equipment, my whole computer, my lighting, my everything will be what I'm using next Thursday because I'll have all my entire office completely in the new place this weekend. So
that's awesome. I know you're going to be super, super happy about not having to travel back and forth.
I'm super, super depressed that no one super chatted with free tickets online. Guys, is that how bad we suck?
Well, I mean, first
What
of
is you
all,
doing?
first first things first. Thank you for joining the show tonight, everyone. Like and subscribe. All you YouTubers, like and subscribe. And grab that link and share it out. Let's get some more people in here. We're going to be talking some rumors tonight. A lot of rumors. Ryan, I don't know if you caught the vibe of the thumbnail for tonight's show, but maybe you didn't because you are of a younger generation.
Let me take a look. Oh, is that like I know this. Is that like an ode to like I Love Lucy or something?
No, that is absolutely Fleetwood Mac homage to the Rumors album.
Oh, okay. I do love.
So
I have the Rumors album. I should have known that.
yes, you should know that. But for those of us that are of an older variety, hopefully that rang true with you. Rumors. Let's effing go, Breeze Frey. That's what you do right there. I need to update the goal thing there.
Breeze Frey, shoot me a DM on X at BigPapEast. If you're not following me, follow me.
Yeah,
I'll
first
follow
of
you
all.
back. I'm pretty sure I'm following you. But if not, follow me. I'll follow you back, and then let's DM. And the tickets are yours. All I need is your email address, and I'll park and pass. And 2 tickets are yours.
That's what you do right there.
Forever. It's Frey. I'm sorry, Breeze. I'm never changing.
Breeze Fry is the same, right?
Sure. But yeah, that's out of the kindness of my heart.
Wait,
I feel
Ryan,
very.
Hold on. You just strolled into the house. You're already kicking back some bourbon.
I ran to the kitchen, grabbed a Maker's Mark and a glass, ran in here, poured me a glass, hit the Rohan music. I literally was up at the post office, dropped off 2 packages, shipping back a piece of equipment that I needed to. Met someone to sell something that we wanted to off Facebook Marketplace that was meeting me at 6:45, and then flew back to the house in record time. So I'm a little sweaty actually, but don't I look better than last week?
You do look pretty good. You got the nice fresh dew.
I got sleep.
Yeah.
Fresh haircut, and I don't have as much beardish going on. Homeless.
I also just had a deal go through on Facebook Marketplace as well. I was able to part with some older Christmas light controllers that I no longer use, which helps fund my habit. So yeah, Christmas lights are about to go up, and it is going to be fantastic. Looks like Breeze Fry. He says it's German. Fry. Breeze Fry is on his second Elijah Craig.
That's what you do. Listen, I'm Vince. I have you ever been to the point of mental exhaustion that you're frazzled? It would be the word. Like, it's wild. Let me show you something, Vince.
Absolutely. I mean, it happens all the time. Ryan is currently living in a prison cell.
This is the empty Mount Dora house. All that I have in here is this desk and this monitor and my computer. Yeah. So we're making good progress. You can see, look at the vacuum streaks. Look at those are top tier vacuum streaks. I did
that.
Looks
good. That looks good. Breeze Fry, yes, thank you. I love this hat as well. I only wear it. I wear it very sparingly. But when I was looking for a heritage hat, this is the one that kind of spoke to me. So it normally sits on the wall here right beside me. We don't get that in the camera shot because I have to have this one handy. Those ones in the back are ones I don't wear very much. But yeah, so I'll be wearing this weekend. I wonder, Ryan, what do you think? Is the team going to be wearing some turquoise this weekend?
I don't know about turquoise, but to set myself in the mood of the Rumors album, here we go again to say you want the freedom.
Well, whatever you did just there, your audio was much better.
Well, I moved the microphone right here. Do I sound better right now?
Yes, you do. Yes, you
I
do.
should always have it close by.
Yeah. CJHD8RI. There you go. Yeah, I'm tired of our season being over before November. I mean, okay. So let's not totally forget what happened 2 years ago. Let's not totally forget. I know that's washed out of everybody's mind, but let's not totally forget that actually happened. So, yeah. Let's talk about some rumors, Ryan.
Rumor it up. So, do you want to start with Florida State rumors, or just the world of college football is insane right now? The whole world has gone topsy-turvy, as it were.
Yeah.
Start us off, Vincent.
So, we're going to get to the Jimbo talk because that's what you want to talk about the most. You've got a massive excitement about Jimbo. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some others. I've been hearing quite a bit recently about Mr. Alex Golish.
Where have you heard such things? That's what I want to know, Vince.
In the ether sphere. I mean, Ryan, we don't have any contacts.
I mean, I have a few. They're named Jack and another one named Daniels.
Yeah.
Let's start with Jimbo, though.
Oh, gosh. I don't want to start with Jimbo because that's going to take up the whole show for you.
Fine. Let's start with Alex Golish. Much more exciting.
Not exciting. We're just getting through the names. I saw that. I laughed when I saw it. I don't think there's any possibility of that happening here. So if you've been seeing that as well, take that off of your radar.
You know why? Can I tell you why?
Because they're not going to take another chance on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right after Mike Norvell.
This coaching search, however it goes, is going to reflect the equivalent of how politics go, or how other coaching searches have gone. But let's use politics. If you got peanut butter one time, you want jelly the next time. If you got jelly one time, you want peanut butter the next time, and back and forth we go. Right? It goes ping pong.
No, I get it. You get an offensive guy, then you want a defensive guy.
If you get a group of five, like a lower tier coach with no name but high upside that had a magical season, a couple of magical seasons, you want to get that guy. After you come off that guy, you want a proven winner at a big time Power 5 school.
No, I get it. It's the total opposite thing. You had a player's coach, now you needed disciplinarian, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have any good recruiters. You want recruiters.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but you should always want that. That'd be ridiculous to hire someone that.
No, I don't want recruiters. Not this time.
No, I don't want any recruiters. Breeze Fry, if I see you at a game, I'm going to give you this hat.
You'll see him this weekekend.
If I see, I'm going to give you this hat. I love this hat, and I'm more than willing to give this up if you want it, because you cannot find these now. They have a different version of this where the state logo is a little smaller and the fabric is thinner. I don't like it.
Nice. So here's the thing, Vince. This whole what would you call it? Coaching carousel thing.
Yeah.
It never changes. And what I mean by that is it's the same behind the scenes players pulling the puppet strings, the Jimmy Sextons of the world.
Right.
In order to get out of the albatross of Mike Norvell's contract in favorable terms, it would make most sense to deal with Jimmy Sexton with one of his other coaches, because there's some negotiations there we can do. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Maybe we can lesser it and spread it longer. Maybe I can get you there. There's a whole lot of that going.
I know. And then you'll get another $85 million buyout.
I think that's what will happen. I think here you have, the only other option in my book, but you either do what I'm going to talk about for probably 20 minutes, or
you want Dion.
No, not, so I wouldn't mind Dion in the right, in the right circumstance. But the problem is you would never get the right circumstance with Dion.
What is the right circumstance?
the right circumstance with Dion is he doesn't bring all his Dion friends with him to be his coordinators.
Yeah.
And Dion just goes and gets really good offensive, defensive coordinators that are not just on the NFL Hall of Fame list that he's friends with. And he gets really good, and he does the recruiting and he lets them coach. But you will never get that. So it's pointless.
No. I think Dion could probably be a great recruiter if he actually recruited.
Yeah, if he just recruited, that's it.
If he recruited, he would be great at it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't even say the jury's out. The jury is not out. The jury has come back and said he is not a great coach. Because it's more than just knowing the game, right? It's everything. It's organizing the program. It's recruiting. It's being the he's actually a good positive face for the institution. I believe that, but there's too much that comes along with it, and Dion is not, at least from what I've seen over the. How old am I? 55. And when did I first learn about Dion? I was in high school because he played on a rival team for us. So I was probably maybe 14 or 15. And Dion has never been the type of person to self-reflect and correct like things that he just, in my opinion, he just assumes that everything he's doing is right.
Yeah. And I know I'm not going to hold this against him, but I also don't love the idea but that my man's got circulation problems and his health. I mean, it's an investment.
Meyer's saying it here. Dion's health is an issue. Yeah, every 2 months we're hearing about it.
It's no different than a president. It's not that you want him to be unhealthy or that you think he's any worse of a human being. It's just that when you're making a multi-million-dollar investment in someone, it's a factor. And I don't love the idea of like, hey, he might lose a foot and then might lose a leg, and he's going to end up like the king in what do you call it, the Game of Thrones spinoff show, right. Falling apart because he got cut in the Iron Throne.
You're right. Imagine what can happen to you when you get a little infection from being cut from a sword.
Yeah,
House of the Dragon is the
House of the Dragon. Yeah, great show. One thing, side note, I just thought of, and I'm not one to talk, clearly.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm talking like clearly, but Jimmy Sexton, man, he's as unhealthy looking as I've ever. He's eating very well. Seeing him walk around with Kirby Smart, that's like me and him would hang out and do just fine. We'd have some good food. He can afford it. Yeah. And we'd have a good time. But let's move on from Dion. I think we're all in agreement. It's not going, Dion, and it shouldn't be Dion.
And it's crazy, and we've talked about this several times. There's a contingent of vocal people on social that think Dion is the answer, and I'm telling you, people, Dion's not the answer. Not for Florida State. So
let's move on to Franklin.
Let's move on to John Gruden.
John Gruden. The problem with John Gruden is, would I take him? Yeah, sure. Is he on every single coaching openings board? Yes. Which means that 99% of the openings out there, it's going to be a no for them. And he might not even come coach at college. So that's more of a fantasy football thing. Now, I'm a huge John Gruden fan. I love
John Gruden.
The early 2000 Bucks. I love that team. I loved his personality. I love his quarterback room conversations.
Spider Y Banana? What?
Yeah, I love him opening boxes that we send him with gear in it
too. Yeah.
So yeah, he's a very likable football guy. Like, you like him if you like football, and he talks about football. You're like, hey, that guy's fun. And his hair is fun.
I would, even though I've been a very vocal person about do not give me a pro coach because it rarely works out. Gruden may be an exception to that because of his personality and his personality and his persona, right?
He's larger than life.
He's larger than life, and I think that he would surround himself with the right people. And I think he'd be good at recruiting too, to be honest with you, because of his persona. But yeah, I don't think, is there a chance of that? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see, with all the other jobs that are open, I don't know that Florida State would be the first one in the pecking order for him. Unfortunately,
Instead of John Gruden, what if we got Frank Caliendo playing John Gruden?
that would be good. I think Bill Belichick will be available soon too.
So
quick reminder, everybody, we're trying to hit the goal tonight. We're at $10, going toward 100. Super chat us, please.
The only other names I'm going to keep mentioning, because it's the only names left on the major head coach clients of the Jimmy Sexton list. Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I could see it because I do think he's a good coach. Being a millennial, I like his Twitter sphere antics.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tongue-in-cheek thing. I like when the player walks up to him and saying, "Yeah, he's not as he's a little quieter now." Like, I like that kind of stuff. That's how I would be if I was a coach, which would be obnoxious.
You don't say.
But you better be winning games if you're obnoxious.
Absolutely. He's mellowed out for sure. And if you and I, you said in your millennial mind, he's kind of got it. For me, the way he started out was very much a turnoff for me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's mellowed out, and his stuff is more calculated, more reserved. Like he's not a buffoon like he was 7, 8, 10 years ago.
And he can recruit.
So would I hate Kiffin? No, I think Kiffin would actually do pretty well. But the other side of that is, what has he really won? What big thing has he really won? He hasn't really won much.
When he was at Alabama would be his greatest achievement.
He's winning a lot right now.
So Lane Kiffin's out there. Now, the problem is, I think, and this is unbiased opinion, I think there's 2 better jobs out there than Florida State right now. I consider Penn State and LSU to be better jobs. And by better jobs, I mean what you would be set up with as a head coach there from money, conference.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I think Florida and Florida State are about the same job.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The only difference is the conference that they're in.
Yeah.
It's the only difference.
But I think if you go to, not that Florida State's been the most stable program in the world, but Florida's been turning over head coaches for 15 years.
Well, yeah, they got the shark guy, the guy that was hanging out with the shark,
Jim McElwain.
They got the guy that the wife kisses all the players.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've gone through some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, super chat. CJ HD8RI.
We'll get to that.
Feelings aside, Jimbo is the best option for a couple years to steady the ship. Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're not going to talk about it right now, but we are going to get to that. And thank you for the super chat. Speaking of, Ryan, hold on. I got to call this out too.
Oh.
We just got a Venmo.
From who?
From Brad Newell. Newell.
We don't get a lot of Venmos.
We don't, and we rarely talk about that, but we should talk about it more. And why do we have a Venmo, Ryan?
We have a Venmo because we get more money per transaction out of it versus the cut that YouTube takes.
YouTube takes a huge cut. So, they do what they got to do. They provide the platform. I get it. Everybody needs to get a little bit of money. I think, in my opinion, they take a little more than a little.
Yeah.
So Venmo,
take a little, take a lot.
Venmo, we pretty much get the whole deal. So,
you mentioned another coach that's on the Sexton list, Dan Mullen. Now, I'm of the opinion, and I think fairly, that if Florida fans knew that what they were going to get out of Billy Napier, they would have kept Dan Mullen for a lot longer.
Absolutely.
I still look at that Dan Mullen firing. And by the way, when they fired him, I said, I don't really see what the upside here. If you're going to, the problem when you fire someone like Dan Mullen, after how many years was there? 3?
I don't know, but he had won a bunch of games.
Yeah.
He had been to the SEC championship. Right?
Yeah. The year before. And so when you do that, the problem is not so much, hey, if you want to fire someone, you go right ahead. The problem is the optics to other coaches wanting to take potentially your job in the future. And this is going to play into something that's been going around from our very own athletic director, and we'll talk about that later too.
Yeah, we are. We'll talk about that because that was some interesting stuff too.
If you think that other head coaches, when being courted, don't look at how situations were treated with other head coaches, you're crazy. And when they look at someone who was, when Dan Mullen got fired, what was that, an 8-win team, 9 wins?
8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah. And the year before went to the SEC championship.
Mm-hmm.
And the most thing you could say about him is maybe he wasn't a perfect alignment culture fit for Florida, Gainesville, which, God, I don't want to be a culture fit in Gainesville.
You don't own enough, you don't own enough denim.
I, for once, was like, thank God they fired Dan Mullen, but as a Florida State fan, because his offenses could move the ball.
They're fun. Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, and I would not be mad if Dan Mullen was a candidate for Florida State's job.
I kind of liked him in the booth too.
I would have to get used to him. The New Balances and the tucked in jeans look, the fresh cut Home Depot yard guy.
Yeah.
But his offenses move the ball, and if he brings in a really good defensive coordinator, he could do damage. Nobody has ever said Dan Mullen can't call plays. Like, he's incredible. So yeah, bring me Dan Mullen over Mike Norvell. I'm fine with that.
Von Myers saying need to keep Lane from going to Florida. I don't know that we can do that. But then he also says Lane to LSU because his daughter is dating an LSU linebacker. Okay, so that's inside information, people. I didn't know that. I'm not paying that much attention to the comings and goings of Mr. Kiffin's daughter. But apparently Von Myers is in the know.
That's everyone from the current major head coaches. I'm not going to get into offensive coordinators.
We didn't talk about James Franklin.
Oh, so that's where we're going to get to. He is a candidate of them, but James Franklin is the last one I want to talk about for Jimbo, unless you have another name.
No, and I think somebody put in the chat here that James Franklin's been hired by Virginia Tech. I don't know that that's a done deal.
That's a whole lot of scuttlebutt. That's a whole lot of it's Bob until it ain't.
Yeah, I don't know that that's actually happened yet. It may happen. I'm not saying it's not going to, but I don't think it's been
odd hire, by the way.
Thing. Yeah, and we talked about this on Saturday, Ryan. Like, why would you, as James Franklin, immediately latch onto that when these other jobs are open?
Net. It's safe.
Yeah, I know, but he's already got a safety net, man.
No, I'm talking like if you get hired at Virginia Tech, there's not going to be immediate national championship expectations. They're going to be thrilled with 9 wins.
Yeah,
like they're going to be like James.
I would be thrilled with 9 wins.
Yeah, right now I would be. James Franklin would be a hero. He would be the equivalent of Mark Stoops in the first couple years of coaching at Kentucky. Which, by the way, I'm going to get to him next. He's on my list. I think James Franklin should go to Virginia Tech, if nothing else, to give a big middle finger to one of the big names out there. Which, by the way, you saw that Matt Rule signed an extension.
Yep, saw that
today. So he's off the board. People are coming off the board signing extensions, which is half the fun that all these agents get to have, is just getting their guy an extension.
Absolutely. They start putting their names out there, like, yeah, we're hearing from this group, so let's see what you can do with the contract. Let's bump it up a little bit.
Would you be surprised at all if at the end of the year Lane Kiffin was the highest paid head coach at Ole Miss ever after an extension?
No, not at all.
Right.
Because this wheel, to quote Game of Thrones, we need to break the wheel, man. This wheel needs to be broken because how much money is too much money? I mean, I'm not going to bemoan someone getting whatever someone's willing to pay them, but this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Ryan, do you think Penn State is a better job than Florida State? Breeze Fry doesn't think so.
I do right now. Conference. I think their history is as good, if not better, than Florida State. From a true, like, big boy in the club. Fan support. I mean, Penn State fans show up. So I've always actually felt Florida State and Penn State were very similar program, like vibe of program. Maybe a little fancier at Penn State, but very, very similar. Bobby Bowden and Joe Paterno, loyal fan bases, occasionally win big, that kind of thing. So, but Vince, I'm in the mood to go to great value. I'm in the mood to go value shopping. Let's go value shopping.
Let's go great. Okay, we going to Aldi?
We are going to Mark Stoops.
Okay.
Not doing incredible anymore, but who would at Kentucky in the long run? Let's just be honest. It's Kentucky.
I think what he did at Kentucky is probably the pinnacle of what Kentucky can be.
Yeah, and they were loving him when he was doing that. Florida State connection.
Sure.
Right? Didn't burn bridges on the way out of town. Good defensive coach, and we will be coming off of having an offensive coach. So yin and yang, you had an offensive guy. Mike Norvell was hired partially because he was, people thought, a really good offensive coordinator and play caller, and he was for many of the first seasons because of Jordan Travis. And good human being. So safe hire on the cheap. You would not have to pay Mark Stoops top dollar. And it would get him out of a potentially, let's see how much longer he lasts at Kentucky. Now, I don't think they got just like, they know who are you going to get after Mark Stoops. But if he keeps just 7 or 8 wins there for the next 2 years, they'll probably be looking at potentially making a move. And I think if you bring him here to Florida State, he could do a lot of good.
I'm not in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a safe thing? I think it'd be safe. Would it get us to, 8, 9 wins a season at least? Yeah, probably would.
Yeah.
The Stoops family, has a lot of connections.
They sure
do. And because of that, I think that plays well from the recruiting side. So I'm not in love with it, but I don't hate it.
We're talking great value. You went to the store, you went to Walmart, you were in the mood for Oreos, but you got chocolate spins. And chocolate spins, They don't taste as good as the Oreo.
No. There's a little aftertaste. There's a little aftertaste to them.
Yeah.
Right. And the package looks like an Oreo package.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite Oreos.
But could you enjoy it with a glass of milk? Sure. If everything goes well,
with the off-brand milk as well. Yeah. Kenny Trill, everyone knows she dates Whit Weeks. I don't know who she's dating. I don't pay attention to that. So whatever on that.
Let's venture into the world of Jimbo Fisher.
Because to hit everybody else that's worthwhile, I think we have. Yeah. Let's talk about Jimbo Fisher. And while we're bringing up, while Ryan's revving up the Jimbo Fisher engine, everybody, we got, upwards of 30 people watching on YouTube and a paltry amount of likes compared to that number. It's just that little thumbs up. Just hit that thumbs up, folks. Help us out here. And then if you really are feeling squirrel whitey, grab the link and share it in your social media.
Let's talk about society.
Society and sliced bread.
Some guy named Sliced Bread on Bro Bible.
That was me, actually.
Bro Bible. Jimbo. He's still getting paid by Texas A&M for 4 more years. because of course he is. And all guaranteed. Oh, what, 10 million a year?
I don't know what it is.
Um,
And there's
and
no
for,
and there's no mediate off that or whatever the word is. There's
yeah.
no yeah.
So you could, in a perfect scenario, now it's not like you would say like I'm working for free, but tremendous discount. Get a potentially, and I'm using the word potentially intentionally, potentially took a step back to look at the big picture, maybe contemplate decisions, and a rejuvenated and a fresh-eyed Jimbo Fisher, who no one will argue his football aptitude. No one will argue that he can win because he did. We won at the highest level in the national championship, almost won two, and can recruit his ass off at a discount. You also have, and I'm going to point everyone to the X world. Okay.
I know where you're going next.
You have my man, Tim Brewster, out here saying, we've already won a national championship.
That was fun.
That was fun. Let's do it again. And you have former FSU players tweeting him saying, where are you going, coach? And him saying, eyeball emoji or stay tuned. Get that band back together. And in a perfect world in which Jimbo said, hey, I made some mistakes. We all make mistakes. But I'm going to go out and get an offensive coordinator, a normal one, right? I'm going to get a normal offensive coordinator. That's not a weird pick because I was forced to at Texas A&M. I'm going to go get a really good defensive coordinator, and I'm going to be Jimbo from a CEO standpoint, recruit, brand, push, get everyone back feeling good about the program. And I'm going to roll this thing back, and we're going to pretend like it's 2010 Jimbo. He's in build mode again. And what a glorious day it will be in which Tim Brewster and Jimbo Fisher and all those former players who, by the way, you will give this to Jimbo, Vince. You have to give this to Jimbo.
Ryan's still trying to convince me. He's been trying to convince me for 3 weeks now.
Even players who weren't on national championship Florida State, who were on like later tenure Jimbo teams or even earlier before national championship team, they come out from the woods for that man, talking about how much they love him, how much he loves the game, how much he meant to them, and he should come back to Florida. Like, people are retweeting stuff, talking on podcasts. Jimbo should go. Like, this is a narrative that's not only fan brought up, but now former players brought up and former assistant coaches brought up. So,
well, it's a narrative that's been feeding on itself too, though. So let's not pretend that it's like grassroots from everybody on their own.
Even you have to admit, and then I'm going to let you go, Vince. Even you have to admit the Tim Brewster tweets are a little suspicious.
Yes, they are, but Tim Brewster's also been known to stir the pot on social media just in general anyway. So we still haven't solved the problem. The problem being his inability or the fact that he basically cheated the university out of quite a bit of money while he didn't do his job. So if my university, the university that I support, that I love, that I send money to, that I try to find ways to promote in whatever way I can. If my university doesn't learn a lesson from that and they make that same mistake again, I'm going to be a little concerned about the leadership of this program, of the administration.
But a problem which could be solved by Jimbo simply getting to a podium and apologizing for any wrongs he did.
Jimbo getting up to a podium and apologizing for all the wrongs he did, in addition to, like you said, somebody corrected us here, Jimbo's getting $7 million-ish a year through 2031 for 6
Still
more
plenty.
years. That's a ton
6?
of money. So,
That's just funny.
so if he's going to basically not take much of a salary at all, or he's going to say, save that money and put it toward what I owe you from the time I did not do my job while I was trying to find a prettier girl to dance with. And then he goes around to the athletic department area and apologizes to the people that he treated poorly.
And maybe he's already done that.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm not there, Ryan. You're not there. And I'm not trying to say that he maybe didn't have extenuating circumstances in his life that would have perpetuated his lack of humanity during that time. But you have to come around, right? You have to come around to it, and you have to understand. Mm-hmm. I'm not in Jimbo's mind. I'm not in Jimbo's heart. I don't know how he really feels. It's easy enough when the cameras are running to put a sob story out there about how he never wanted to leave and all this other stuff. But really, to me, it reeks of, again, how can I manipulate this situation? So.
Yeah. I think that Jimbo behind the scenes might even be. All right, let's do this, Vince. Would you agree that Jimbo's agent, Jimmy Sexton, and maybe even Jimbo himself, has at least contacted FSU?
I don't know how all that works out, who reaches out to who. I think just in general,
feelers.
There's some understanding. I mean, Jimbo said it. He wants to coach again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a known.
Wouldn't you say it's likely that someone has talked to someone between the two teams?
Yeah, I mean, if Jimbo's looking to coach again, which we all think he is, I mean, he said it, then I think, there's been some back channel stuff about, is Florida State even a possibility? I'm sure that's happened.
Mm-hmm. And is it possible that in doing that, they're saying, we're not going to pull the trigger quick and just say yes to you. We're going to keep Mike around for a little bit. Come back to us with a plan, a staff, and a plan on what you would do.
And a fandom apology tour.
No, it could be literally. I mean, I don't rule it out, though. There's some attrition there. But come to us like, what would you do differently? Who would you have on your staff? Because he's already put out there on interviews with Yahoo that he said assembling his staff, watching film, and prepping for his next, so he knows he's assembling Tim Brewster. Would you say it's likely they're attached to the hip somewhere?
I mean, I don't know. Because I don't know, because Tim go with him to Texas A&M, but didn't he then leave before Jimbo left? I mean, there's been some shell game going on there, and I don't know what their relationship is.
I would assume if you take someone with you somewhere, you probably at least are on texting basis.
No, I
know
that.
He didn't bring Kelly with him,
Yeah, I know that.
So I just think, Vince, that if I was Florida State, and this is where conspiracy hat comes on, well, man, why haven't they fired Mark? I don't get it. What are they doing? Okay, we're going to keep seeing what's out there. We're going to look at other coaches. We're going to have some interviews, back channel interviews. Yeah. But you know what, Jimbo? Come back to us with what you do differently. Who the staff look like? Like, what would it look like? And let's talk again in a few weeks. I think that it would be totally possible. And I feel like it would actually be negligent not to have that in the box of options.
Okay, yeah. So just from a covering the bases standpoint, I believe that you survey the land, you survey the field, and you do due diligence on the options that are out there. I believe that's what you do, even if maybe you going into it knowing the chances of this particular one
slim.
Are very slim. You still have to do it. I mean, That's what an exhaustive search is all about.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And if he comes back to you and he says, and you say, so who would your offensive coordinator be? And he goes,
me.
you're looking at, what do you mean? Then it would be like, okay, well, but if he says like a real name that you're familiar with that knows how to run offenses, and he's like, and I would let him call plays too. I'll do it all. And he restructures how he's going to run this program, and he can send you, Vince, you cannot contradict that. It would save you a ton of money.
No, that's fine. But the case you're building here, Ryan, the case you're building for this is very similar to the case where Dion would work out.
I think, no, I actually, based on what I know and gotten to know over years with Dion versus Jimbo, I would say Dion loves Dion even more than Jimbo Fisher loves Jimbo Fisher. Nobody in the world loves Dion more than Dion.
Yeah,
Jimbo Fisher, I think, will
that.
take others' opinions into account.
Not just that, though. Not just the I love me some me. Not just that part of it. But all the other stipulations, like you're stacking them up for Dion, and that's the reason why that could never work for Dion. And there's these other things for Jimbo, but you're not saying that for Jimbo.
Well, that's because my belief is that Dion would not do those things, and I think Jimbo would do those things with how I feel about his personality and maybe how he would view things. He failed at Texas A&M.
He did.
So
you know what? I don't like failing, Ryan.
He failed at Texas A&M, and the reason most people would say he failed is not recruiting. Obviously, top 5 classes like every freaking year. We would just sit back here and be like, "Oh my god!" Like number 2, number 3 recruiting class, and you're like, "What is we?" They had the all-time greatest signing class in the history of college football at one year. So he still does that. Everyone would look back and say, He sucks at football's not a slow as molasses game anymore, playing it Jimbo style in a running I formation and all these other things. That's not what we're doing anymore. So even Jimbo, who probably takes great pride in his knowledge of football, would have to, you would assume, look at a absolute abject failure at Texas A&M from an offensive standpoint and say, I got to step away from that. And I believe he would.
So let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there and say, Jimbo is, looking at Florida State. Florida State's looking at Jimbo, and then there's another school from a Power 4 league, Virginia Tech, Penn State, whatever, looking at him as well. And those other schools would allow him to be the offensive coordinator because they don't have the history. So they're like, yeah, sure, you can be the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think he would say, I live in Tallahassee. My family's here. There's a reason I moved back here, even though there was no job for me here.
So the difference between you and I is you believe he has
more money than God, Vince.
He has it within his own makeup to be able to right the ship internally. Yeah. And I don't think that is within his genome currently. Okay.
I do have to rock and roll, and I love rock and roll.
Right? You do. Rock and roll's here tonight.
Jimbo will not be half the recruiter in 2025 he was in 2010, 2012. This is an impossible argument. He was just at Texas A&M, and they had top 5 recruiting classes every year during NIL. The comparison can't be to 2010 to 2012 because he had some of the best classes in college football in history from 2020 to 2023. So I don't see that one. I think even you, Vince, can say that he would probably be just fine on the recruiting trail.
I think he would be fine.
Yeah.
And he would also, probably stack the staff with people that can recruit as well.
No one does that better than Jimbo, hiring people to be recruit. What Mike Norvell should have been is hire one person that is an absolute can't miss recruiter and is negligent that he never did it.
Yeah. Don't forget, folks, get us toward the goal here. We are getting close. Maybe we can afford Jimbo then.
I mean, I'm looking at this, Vince, and I still think like, what the heck, like, Mike,
Freeze
you
fry.
have. Okay,
What do you think about this?
We're going to talk about that. Let's finish up this real quick, Jimbo.
I thought we
And
were
I agree
done.
with this because we're going to talk about Alfred and his comments too.
Okay.
But let's put a bow on Jimbo.
No, I thought we were done with Jimbo.
No matter what, I think it would behoove Florida State to go with someone who takes high school recruiting seriously. If not Jimbo, then someone who knows how to build a high impact recruiting class.
Yes.
That sounds obvious.
No, it
but
does.
Mike Norvell never showed that in his career.
It sounds like a Magic Johnson tweet about the World Series is what it sounds like.
But it sounds so obvious that Mike Norvell at the end of every day would go, put on his jammies, brush his teeth, and he would say, "No, you know what? The portal's fine. I'm fine. What's wrong with our recruiting?" And I have to imagine at some point someone was like, "Hey, maybe we should think about hiring like a coach that's maybe Papuchis doesn't need to be the special teams coordinator because God knows that doesn't work. Maybe we just hire a special teams coordinator that will be no worse than a Papuchis because how can it be? And just get a dynamite recruiter that by name only is special teams coordinator and let him just hit the trail." And I find it impossible. I don't even comprehend. Vince, it would be like everything. If I came to you every day and I was like, I don't understand why my cholesterol is high. And I really can't figure out why my blood pressure
in between slices of pizza.
And you're like, well, Ryan, I have an idea. And I'm like, no, Vince, that's fine. Don't worry about my weight. It has to be something else. Maybe I'm allergic to something. Like, how does Mike wake up in the morning and not be like, maybe I should get a recruiter?
Yeah. Hey, it's the thing that's going to do him in, right? It's the thing that has done him in and will do him in. And for me, because he's a pretty intelligent guy, it seems like he's an energetic guy. He's genuine, but I can't for the life of me figure out why something as obvious as your recruiting is not good enough did not result in changes to be made to make that better.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And who knows why? Let's talk about Alfred.
Let's talk about Alfred because, Vince, I assume you saw the email.
I saw the emails, Freedom of Information or whatever it is. They got the emails that Alfred sent out to some boosters. Yep.
Would you say all-time tone deaf?
Not at all. No, you gotta remember what those emails, those emails are going to boosters. They are couched in a way that does not give away either side of the action plan.
I think you could have easily left out the part of, hey, honoring contracts and commitments is important, and not even said the opposite about like we should get rid of it, and just not say anything and just say, like, repeat what you already said. Like, I understand, I take it as seriously as you do, we're evaluating everything, I appreciate your continued support, I promise we're going to make this right. You could have said something so generic, but when everyone reads, it's about the coaching commitment, the contract commitment.
Absolutely. They're going to take that to mean he's here till the end of his contract. That's what people are going to take them. But you don't know necessarily what the back and forth was between that particular booster, right? Maybe that particular booster maybe that's their thing, is like, hey, we made a contract. I don't like the fact if we're going to break this contract in the middle of the season.
So you're saying we're missing the context of what the email that he's replying to is?
Absolutely are.
Absolutely. So it could have been a lob where it's like, hey, Seminole Alfred, I really appreciate the message you put out the other day. I don't think we should be spending that kind of money. I think we need to see this one through at least to the end of the year and make better financial decisions. And then he could have replied that, in which case all he's doing is playing to the crowd.
Absolutely.
And then it got out, and it looks terrible.
Of course. And of course, and that's a snippet of it, right? So you only get the snippet of what he wrote, but then you also don't get, the inbound email to him. So you don't understand the context of why he's saying the things the way he's saying them. Ryan, when you write an email to someone, do you not, with all the stuff that's available to us now in terms of personality indexing and all this other kind of stuff, do you not write stuff in a way to match the person that you are interacting with?
I generally copy and paste in ChatGPT and said, I want to get this message across back to them. Write me a professional response that's both balanced and gets my point across and matches their energy. Like, yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe someone showed perplexity to Seminole Alfred,
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so it's not a good look, right? Because, regardless of whether I think it's the right thing to say or wrong thing to say, the fact of the matter is that when the masses get a hold of it, they're going to interpret it the way they're going to interpret it. And they are going to, of course, interpret it to the negative, right?
Well,
so, because that's the mode people are in right now.
Some could make the argument that if he replied that way and didn't believe it, that it's inauthentic.
Well, if he replied in a way that's about the contract, maybe in his mind he's thinking to the end of the season, like the commitment of the year, right?
Sure.
So you don't know. That's what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't know the context of that.
He will probably be more careful in replying to emails.
I guess. I mean, he's not going to give away what's going on, regardless.
What's going on is he's hanging out in front of by the Christmas tree in Jimbo's house right now.
You're going to deliver a brand new tree to his house.
Wouldn't that be funny if welcome back?
Super funny.
In front of the
golf cart pulls up with a brand new tree.
A ribbon cutting of a Christmas tree in front of the players only facility.
Yeah, it would be funny. Yes, it would be. It would turn my stomach a little bit, but it would be funny. I don't think, by the way, that Alfred is on the way out or is any kind of problem with that. There's way too many other things that have gone super well with what he's doing that and he did not hire Mike Norvell. Yes, he extended him with approval.
I would have too.
With approval.
At the time, we all would have.
And so that is easy to say he shouldn't have done that. Now it's easy to say that. But yeah, he's not on the hook for that. So,
but we do agree, Vince. Both agree that they could still fire him at any time, and it could have been total. What he said last week of we'll reevaluate at the end of the season. We could see tonight Mike Norvell's fired. We could see after the weight game Mike Norvell's fired. We could see it 10 days, 20 days. Like you and I both agree, it could happen anytime.
Sure, it could happen while we're in this show.
That would be ideal, because we'd already
imagine that.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
You want to break it right now? Let's break it right now.
Yeah, Jimbo, Hair Island has returned. I don't want full head of hair Jimbo back. I want Hair Island.
Tired
Jimbo, who's got nothing but 5 stars lined up. That's what I want, Vince. I need it.
Rock and Noles not too happy with your Christmas tree deal. He's getting nauseous just thinking about it.
Yeah, well, Jeremy, although I sent him a link where he is, there is a solo cabin available. Still yet to book the cruise, and it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, we're waiting, Rock and Noles. Yeah, Ryan and I
are going
on a cruise here in a little bit.
Maybe Jeremy's going to reevaluate. He's going to reevaluate at the end of the cruise season if he's going to go.
We don't, we don't own the cruise ship. Anybody could cruise.
Yeah.
And there are some cabins still available. What kind of fun would we have after we run the table here for the rest of the season?
Do you have any FSU ducks left over?
I'm going to get some.
For sure. Are we going to do another video?
Yeah. We're gonna do a duck drop on the cruise ship. We're gonna do a live show from the ship. Hopefully, Rock and Noel might be there. We can get him on the show too.
If any of our
Live from the
followers
Frisco.
want to go on a cruise in
Let us
December,
know if you want to, and we'll give you the information.
I'm going to say it now. December
All right.
12th. December 12th out of Jacksonville on the Norwegian Gem.
Yeah, it's a bro cruise. It's a Garnet Old cruise, the first
It's a
one,
bro
the first
cruise.
annual.
A bro cruise on an older Norwegian cruise ship for 4 days. Nothing too extreme. It's cheap as hell, and we're just going to have a good time. So, again, December 12th through the 16th, Norwegian Gem out of Jacksonville, Florida. I would like to say
reasonable prices too, man.
I would like to say, because here's the thing that hurt my feeling the most, Vince, is Jeremy messaged me and says, "Man, I really want to go." And all the solo cabins were out, and I verified what he was saying was true. And then not 3 days later, I said, "Hey, I see they're back." And he said, "Thanks for letting me know. I'm going to look." And the next day I said, "Did you book?" And he's like, yeah. And he's a whole lot of stammering.
Well, I get it. You know,
I don't.
Hey, I get it. I mean, there are levels to this. Like, he's okay with coming on the show, but I don't know if he's okay with us hanging out with us for 4 days straight. Maybe he's not ready for that yet, which I don't blame him.
By the end of the cruise, Vince will probably want to kill himself after hanging out with me for 4 days.
CFB Express, for all the pain, at least it's not as out of control as the crazy coming out of Louisiana. This is our buddy Rock and Rant here, I believe.
My family.
Yeah. So apparently, the whole Louisiana government's getting involved with cutting down the athletic director, saying he's not going to be the one to pick the next coach. There's a whole lot of typical deep South behavior going on over there in
I'm
Louisiana.
here for it. It's fun. It's really fun. I'm glad it's not Florida State, but I'm here for the governor having to comment on whether or not he'll be the one selecting LSU's next head football. So Vince, just imagine right now, if you would, Ron DeSantis being asked, who are you going to pick for the next head coach at Florida State, and him being like, "I'm not involved at all," even though he definitely was involved. It would be weird, right? And I'm glad it's not happening and that's not real, but it's fun when it's happening to someone else.
Yeah, for sure. It is fun to watch it happen other places. If it was happening here, my stomach would drop every time I would see clips of the governor, calling Florida State to task. It would bother me.
Now, if it's the governor from Walking Dead, sure. But
with the eye patch?
Yeah.
Yeah, the governor. Let's talk about this weekend a little bit, Ryan.
Yeah, this weekend. So here's what's happening in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, this weekend.
It's a night game.
It is a night game, 7:30 p.m. Homecoming, by the way.
My dad's coming up. He bought a couple pieces of furniture for me, and he's going to pick them up from my house here in Mount Dora. So we'll have a outdoor chair and a recliner left in the living room. And me and Kristen will both be here. And I will be available to do a pregame show whenever you're ready, Vince.
All right. So my question for you. So, since this is homecoming, I'm very tied up with Marching Chiefs alumni stuff, which I'm looking forward to. I've been practicing, for those of you that wonder if you can just pick up your horn and play after you don't play. You can.
I pick up my horn all the time.
You can, but it's painful if you don't prep yourself. It's like it's like all of a sudden it's like
I'm a
going
child.
out. It's like going out for a run or going to the gym after you haven't lifted any weights for 12 years. It's the same kind of thing. So, but anyway, we're going into town Friday. There is a get together Friday evening for the Marching Chiefs alum. Saturday, I'll be heading over to the Palace, who is the tailgate sponsor for Garnet Old, and picking up the booty that the Palace Saloon is going to be giving us to give away at the tailgate. The tailgate this weekend is going to be in Lot 7, not in Lot 12.
You wanted to get closer to the action.
We're going to be close. That's right by Chiefs Field.
Mm-hmm.
It's that lot that's right by Chiefs Field. And so we're going to have a tailgate there, and we will have quite a few beverages, courtesy of the Palace Saloon, who is a proud sponsor of Garnet Old. Ryan, what I want to know from you though is, if I want to do some live streaming, since I'm not going to do Skull Session, if I want to do some live streaming, maybe a pregame, depending on the signal, would you be able to kick that off and bring me in as a guest?
As long as you tell me times ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be the plan, folks. Is we're going to try to do some ad hoc homecoming type stuff. No idea on times. Here's how you're going to know. Go to YouTube and click the bell so you get notified when we go live.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to try to get some actual live stuff from on the field. And we'll see how the signal is. It depends on all that. But I want to try that because a lot of people have never, they've not, maybe they weren't in a marching band. They don't understand how it all works. I think some people would be interested to see how that plays out when you're down there on the field and the vista, the panoramic you get of the field, and how it all works. So I think it'd be fun if we can get that. Breeze, yes, you should bring your trumpet.
Yes, and I will bring a strumpet.
Yeah, you should bring a swinette.
Yeah, that's what I'll have at the buffet, sir, on the ship. We're definitely going to do a live show on the ship, by the way.
For sure.
Yeah, we have to, and
we're going to do a sail away, a quick sail away video.
Yeah.
Then we'll do like a full on show. We'll probably break in every now and then on some just random crap. Again,
Ryan in a robe.
Notification belt. Yeah, Ryan at the silent disco. I don't know, but we'll have some good fun with it.
Yeah, we'll have some good fun, and it's gonna, no matter what, when you're on a ship with a drink package in the middle of the ocean, there's nothing but fun to be had.
There is, correct. There's going to be a lot
when
of
you're
fun.
when you're trying to maintain, Vince, and not get obliterated, because I never try to because I don't want to feel awful on any of the days of the ship. What is your go-to stable drink?
Yeah, so mojitos, because they're refreshing, they're light. So a mojito, and they have a mojito bar on that ship.
Sure, yeah.
So that'll be very popular for me. Mules also very refreshing.
Yep. You are a mule man.
That kind of keeps you lively, and Kentucky mule, not a Moscow mule for me because I like bourbon. And then as the day kind of wears on, I'll get into a little bit more of the sugary drinks a little bit, like the go-to Miami Vice.
Yeah.
But I can't drink those like all day long.
Yeah, you'll get a headache the next day if you do that.
So
I agree with you. When I'm indoors at a show or something, I'm all about my mojito. It's perfect. As long as they muddle the mint.
Of course.
Too many cruise lines throw the mint on top, and I'm just like, what is we doing? But my outdoor drink, Tito's and pineapple juice.
Okay.
Very, very tropical, easy to drink. And then at night, wine. Wine at dinner. I'm a Cabernet with a nice prime rib night.
Yeah.
And are you a horsey guy?
Huh?
Are you a horsey sauce guy on the prime rib? Like the horseradish?
I'm not really a prime rib guy, to be honest with you.
Oh, man. Horseradish on a prime rib, medium rare.
So one of the things we're going to have to do as well is we're going to have to take some progressive shots of you throughout the day to watch you get more and more red with the more drinking that happens.
And more hairy.
Oh, God.
Like Austin Powers.
Hey, man, this show is not for kids, by the way.
This is Austin Powers action going on here.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
You'll see it all in the ship. No, well, not all of it.
You know what Breeze learned today? Breeze learned today that Venmo is best.
Yes.
We actually got a Venmo tonight. We've only gotten a handful of these in the 3 years we've been doing it. We always forget to talk about it, and somebody sent us a Venmo today, and I want to thank that person again. If I can find it here.
By the way, Breeze has already received his 2 tickets and the parking pass because multitasking.
Yeah, that's good. Our Venmo today came from Brad Newell. Brad sent us some support via Venmo because Venmo doesn't take all that money off the top like YouTube does. Well, obviously YouTube will do it, but so thank you for that, Brad Newell, and thank you to everybody that sent in the super chat for tonight. There's still time to do it. I want to give away some memberships anyway, even though we're probably not going to hit the goal here, Ryan. So sit tight, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to have a chance to get this. Okay. If you're not, if you're watching on X, get over to YouTube right now. And I've already sent 10. Sorry, I can't do it. I've already sent 10 this month. Sorry about that, folks.
What we got to make sure we do, though, is send Jimbo all the damn time.
Yeah.
Did you see my inspirational video I posted, Vince?
Yeah, I did.
Did it bring you back? Did it make you feel?
Ryan likes to send me TikToks, which are very difficult for me to watch because I
don't
have TikTok.
Yeah, because you're old.
And then the browser doesn't work so well. So
Vince, TikTok is not only for kids. You know, it's for kids if you make videos. But us old people can enjoy funny videos on TikTok all day.
Can you tell me about this robot that you're going to buy?
Oh yeah, the house robot, the $500 a month robot.
Yeah.
All I would have it do is bring me drinks.
Not going to have it do the laundry?
No, that's what women are for. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
No, I do the laundry.
Whoa.
Kristen would laugh her ass off right now because literally I do my own laundry. I wash the dishes for the house. I'm the only dishwasher in the house, and I clean the house. So
I got you.
I am the woman of the house.
You are the robot. Yeah. If you've not seen this, there's one of the first companies now to have a humanoid robot for your house announced yesterday how much it's going to be. It is $20,000.
I like it.
Or $499 per month. It's 5 feet 6 inches tall. It has kind of a skin on it, like a fabric kind of skin on it that you can wash, and it can lift. It can carry. It can lift like 150 some pounds. It can carry up to 56 pounds, I think. So yeah, go look that up. I can't remember the name of the robot.
And it can suck a golf ball out of a garden hose.
Doesn't have a mouth, Ryan.
Oh, not yet? Well, it will. When I'm having too much fun tonight. It's good. You know what? When you have stressful times in life, it's good to have fun.
It is good to have fun. I enjoyed it tonight, Ryan. We went through all the rumors that we knew about, talked about this weekend. Hopefully, anybody that's going to be at the game this weekend, if you really are looking for a place to hang, come to Lot 7. Palace Saloon is going to provide you some beverages. We thank them for that.
They should provide cigs when you walk in there.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. Take us out, Ryan.
Send Jimbo all the damn time. No inside info, no contacts, no Christmas tree, no problem. And go Noles.
Go Noles, everybody. See everybody this weekend.
Later.